Here are 10 essential items for machine knitting. Welcome to Yarn Checker. I'm Sophronia, and these are just items that I found to be extremely helpful. The first one is a yarn ball winder. Now you can live without this item, but I'm telling you that this has been a complete game changer for me. I have always wanted one of these. And the thing about it that makes it so helpful with machine knitting is that by winding the yarn ahead of time, you get these nice yarn cakes. And it means that when you pull the yarn from these cakes, you don't have to worry about knots and you don't have to worry about tangles because you'll already have come across those and work those out ahead of time as you're winding when you're winding the yarn on the ball winder. So I highly recommend getting one if you're able to. The one I have is a Stanwood, but they come in different price ranges. For example, I found one on Amazon that's only $20. And I will leave links to everything that I'm talking about in this video today down in the description box in case you want to check out any of these items. Secondly, of course, you need a knitting machine. Now, my 48 needle machine is a Sentro, which actually came labeled Sentro, but it's supposed to be a Sentro. And then I also have a generic machine that's 40 needles. My wish one day is to have an Addi machine. That's the top of the line brand. From what I understand, it's made in Germany. But these machines come in different sizes. These are 22 needle machines. They come in different sizes. And of course, if you want to do any machine knitting at all, you will need to own one. Number 3 is yarn. I would say the most important thing about yarn is you want a weight that works well in these machines. Usually that would be a size 3 or a size 4 weight. And you also want yarn, a brand that works well. Some work better than others. Number 4 is a digital counter. This isn't necessary in the beginning if you have a machine that already has a counter. Unfortunately, what I have found is that counter will eventually stop working. And then also the smaller machines or the generic machines, they tend not to have counters at all, even when you first purchase them. These are relatively inexpensive and they're very helpful, especially with longer projects like scarves or anything where you could easily lose count when you're trying to complete a project. The next recommendation or essential, I would say, is this adapter that you put onto your machine. And what this allows you to do is with this adapter, you can use a power tool. And instead of you cranking the machine by hand, you crank your machine with a power tool, and it's going to allow you to machine knit much faster. Actually, I wouldn't say that it's much faster by hand. It's just that it's easier and you can crank for a longer period of time because, of course, your arm will get tired. But with this adapter, you're just literally holding your power tool. Next, even though you're machine knitting, you do need a crochet hook every now and then. Most machines I found actually come with a hook, and you can certainly use that one. But if you're going to be making lots of projects, I do recommend getting a nice sturdy hook. See, this is the plastic one that comes with the machine, but I recommend a sturdy hook. And the reason why is because you might need it to crochet embellishments, like on this pumpkin that I made. See, I used the crochet hook to just make that little part right there. And then also sometimes to put a very nice, crisp, professional finish on a hat or at the edge of a scarf, you'll use a crochet hook for that as well. So they are definitely necessary depending on the type, on the project that you're making, depending on the edging or the accessories that you want to add onto your project. Next, I would say that these safety eyes are important. If you're going to be doing any amigurumi at all, if you're going to be making a machine knitting any type of project that's going to have, you know, little eyes. These eyes are really cute. Look, they're literally like kawaii eyes, but the eyes also come, you can just get plain ones as well. But if you're going to be making any projects with little eyes or big eyes, these are a good idea because they are safe for children's toys. They're made in a way that a child's not going to be able to pull these eyes out of the project. And, you know, and even if you don't make your projects for toys, what if one day it does wind up in the hands of a child? And the same goes with these. These are safety noses. This is the next one I say is definitely could be necessary to have if you make any type of toy. Excuse me. So it works the same way as the eyes. You put that nose in and then you attach the safety part on the back of it. And these also come in different sizes, different colors. Some of them look like they're like made for animals. You can even find ones that are like heart shaped. But again, this could save you time. Instead of you trying to make your own, you can just purchase them. You definitely need yarn needles because you're going to need them to remove your work from your machine sometimes. They come in a couple different ways. These are straight ones, and these are the first ones that I ever bought. They have a large eye. But what is particularly handy is if you have the yarn needles with the bent hook at the end, because that makes it very easy for you to pick your stitches up off of your machine. But really any yarn needle will work, even a plastic one. But if you're going to be using these a lot, and you probably will if you do a lot of machine knitting, I do recommend getting these ones that have the bent edge. And you can use them not only to pick up the stitches, but you also can use them when you're actually stitching up parts of your project as well. Also, a tape measure. It may seem insignificant, but I use my tape measures a lot, excuse me, for measuring scarves, for measuring hats. So definitely I would say get yourself a tape measure. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. And I definitely look forward to seeing you in the next video.